8th graders, what's going on? This is Mr. Habercorn. Hope you guys are doing well. We are starting a whole new unit in 8th grade math about solving equations. Some of these equations can be up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Last year we got up to 2-step equations. The only steps we did last year in 7th grade were these two. And we're going to start off just kind of remembering how to do those, remembering how to do 1-step and 2-step equations is what we're going to talk about today. And then we'll slowly add more steps as we go until we are solving the 5-step equations. Now the good news is that these parts aren't any harder or any easier than these parts. There's just more it. So the equations become longer, you have to show your work. And there's specific ways I'm going to have you guys do these equations, all right? So let's just take a look at some basic ones from last year, make sure you remember how to do them. We'll just say 14 equals x minus 6. All right, so simple equation, right? 1-step equation. Last year we talked about how to do these, and I want you to do them the same this year. We draw a line through the equal sign, and remember your goal for solving equations is to get the variable by itself. So our variable here is x, which means we have to get rid of the minus 6, right, on this side. So we do that, we do the inverse operation. So we're doing this step right here. I'm going to add 6 to each side. Right? These cancel out, and we get x equals 20. Last year I taught you guys to flip this. Right? So pretty basic stuff, solving these equations. That was a subtraction equation. So we just did step 4. That's all these steps that equation had. It didn't have any of these other steps. Which is okay. All right, let's take a look at just a few more. Negative 3m equals 18. Same thing. We want to get the variable by itself, right? So we want to get rid of this negative 3. This is negative 3 times m, because they're touching each other, right? A number and variable are touching, that means multiply. So we do the opposite, which is divide by negative 3. We do that to one side, we have to do that to the other. Negative 3's cancel out. 8 divided by negative 3. What's a positive divided by a negative? It's a negative, right? Positive divided by a negative is a negative. Negative divided by a negative is a positive, right? So we end up with a negative 6. And that's our m, right? So that's a 1-step equation. Now, then we also did 2-step equations, right? That look something like this. (24 equals 2y plus 8). So I'm going to draw our line. That's this step right here, right? It's not even really a step, but I have you guys do it. It's important. It's going to help when we get in these longer ones. I know we don't like to draw the lines. We like to do these in our head and figure them out. But doing them this way is going to be the only way to solve them, all right? So we want to get this y by itself. So we're going to do the plus and minus before we do the multiplying and dividing. So I'm going to get rid of the plus 8 by doing the inverse, which is minus 8. These cancel out. All that's left over here is 2y equals 16, right? Okay, so we did this step. We subtracted, right? Plus and minus, get rid of it to get rid of the number. Now we want to get rid of the 2. This is 2 times y. We'll do this step next. Multiply or divide. We're going to divide this time. Let's cancel out, make it y equals 8, right? And we flip it. All right, so it's a 2-step equation. Let's look at one more of those. And we'll do one with some negatives in it just to mess with you guys. So we'll say c divided by negative 2 plus 4 equals negative 7. So a little bit trickier. Two-step equation. want to get this variable by itself, right? So we don't want to get rid of the -7, we want to get rid of the stuff on this side by the variable. So I'm going to get rid of the plus and minus first. How do I get rid of a +4? Subtract 4. We do it to one side of the equation, we do it to the other. So those are gone, right? What's left over here? C divided by -2 equals, same signs are different. So those are the same signs. So we're going to add them. Remember to think back to 7th and 6th grade. Same signs, add them, and keep the sign, right? They're both negative, it just stays negative. If they were different signs, we'd subtract and use the stronger sign. Same signs, we add and keep the sign. This is stuff from last year. I'm hoping we remember it. Alright, so C divided by -2, the opposite of that is times -2. Don't forget the negative. It's not a -2. That's C divided by -2. So times -2. Those cancel out. Oh, we're done. What's a negative times a negative? It's positive, right? 11 times 2 is 22. Once again, negative times a negative is a positive, right? So C is 22. So those are the two steps we're going to be working on at first. Just two-step equations like this. Do the adding and draw your line through the equal sign. Get your variable by itself by doing the plus and minus first. And then the multiplying and dividing next. Okay? All right. There's no assignment today. There will be an assignment tomorrow. Ooh, smelly markers. Blueberry, I like it. I haven't had these in a while. All right, you guys have a great day. And tomorrow we'll do a short video on the same type of thing. And then on Monday we'll really get into the new stuff. And we're going to move into the second quarter as far as our assignments, okay? All right, take care. Have a good one.